Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Lucid Trading. Today we're going to be taking a look at a preview of Tesla stock for the third quarter earnings announcement, obviously, which is going to be tomorrow, the Wednesday, the 21st of October in the after hours. Before we get into this video, I just would like to say, right now I got COVID and I have some problems with breathing, so I hope you don't mind. And also, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out the Patreon. It's right in the description. You could help me out on Patreon. Would really appreciate it. You can get exclusives like early access and posts, updates, and the Discord roles. There's many things you can get. It would really help out the channel in terms of like the quality, and I could spend more time on analyzing than, for example, my side job. All right, so let's get into the analysis. First, we'll begin with the technicals. So what's been happening with Tesla, right? Because Tesla's looking like it's going down. And for many people, that is a surprise. Also for me, because, we were all thinking the stock is going to rally from this point until on like $500 or $550. But that didn't happen. What's the reason? Well, there is no particular reason aside from the fact that the stock market is stagnant. There's a lot of uncertainty, and the stimulus bill is being postponed every single time, which is a bad thing for Tesla as well. And on top of that, when everybody anticipates that the stock is going to run up, usually the opposite happens. So right now, everybody's thinking the stock is going to go down, right? It's like, oh yeah, we've seen this negative run of about 40 to 50 points. It's probably going to crash, right? No. This time it's different. At least when the stock has gone down so much without any like super negative news, usually the opposite is true, that we're going to see a bounce back. And I'm going to explain to you why. So there's a longer term trend. I've also shown this on my other videos. This trend has been super solid. Tesla, when it goes down, it usually either comes super close to the trend and then bounces, or we see it go breach it right there. You can see it right here to about $310, and then it bounced super hard. I was there shorting it for this while. I was pretty profitable, and then I went long because I knew that it would hit the trend and bounce back. Same thing happened after Battery Day, and I think the same thing might happen today, or at least, yeah, today. We could drop down to about 410 to about $413.5 if the markets go bearish. If that doesn't happen, then this is the bottom, pretty much. This could very well be the bottom at around $420. And if you can see it right here, it's been a support. We can even stretch this out. I'll just do that right there. It has acted as a support there. It has acted as resistance here and here, resistance here and here, and usually resistances become support. So we could very well see a bounce coming tonight, which is because the markets are still open. So what do I think will happen then if we see that the trend is going to uphold? Well, right here, we also went down, but we didn't touch the trend. So it's very well possible, as I said, that this is the bottom. Now I want to show you something else. Okay, so this is the last year Q3 earnings. What happened? We had a rally, just like we had a couple weeks ago. We went up to about $52 from about 46, which is about 12 to 13%. What happened afterwards? Well, we had it downwards, right? You see that we had it downwards. We hit the 50.29, but the high was around 50.78, which is about 5 to 6% down from that point. And then the funny thing is, everybody thought, okay, this is going to go sideways because nothing is going to happen. And I look at that, we had a gap and we went up to 61.33, which is about 20% up. Now Tesla has gone even down further. We're like 7 to 8% down. So maybe the upside movement is going to be higher than even right here. Maybe 25%, who knows? I'll show you another example. So I want to show you this. Usually, Tesla rallies up super hard about 2 weeks before earnings. We see that we went up from 45.3 to 53.33, which is about 13% to the upside. And then we have a crash, which took us to 46.9, and we crashed further. Now this is because it became overbought. We can see that right here. It's very hard to see, I know. We became overbought in the RSI. MACD followed, pretty overbought, and then we went bearish. So if Tesla goes down before earnings, we see a pump on earnings. If it goes up towards earnings, we see a crash. So what are we seeing here? Well, we went down significantly from 465 to about where we are right now, 423, which is about 9 to 8% downwards. So what did we say earlier? If we go down before earnings, the highest probability for anything that would happen would be a bust to the upside on earnings itself. So I want to draw how that is going to look like right now. So what I think is going to happen, if the markets stay neutral, we might go sideways until tomorrow. And then we go up to 425 to about 426. We start recovering a bit. And then on the earnings announcement, which is going to be at the end of the day, we go up massively, just like that. Now, I think we will see about 10% to maybe 15%, which would take us about approximately to the 480 level, $480 level. Which, if I scroll a little bit, I can draw it out completely. So it would hit that resistance, and then it would most likely come back down after earnings and move sideways. Now, I do not know exactly what would happen afterwards, because it does seem like it won't come down after that. There's a high probability that we will surge afterwards to the $508 level, because I've looked at the patterns. When we go down before earnings, we bust to the highest point, basically, and then we go sideways a bit a couple days after, but we keep going up after that. So this could be the case. And then we go up and we keep going up just like that towards $600, because Q4 is also going to be a spectacular quarter. So we have to keep that in mind. Now, let's keep looking at the near term. What we could also see is it to go up to $500 immediately, which would look more like this. And then once we get there, we sell off huge, and we come back down to the 484, and then we go sideways, and then we start going upwards. This is also a probability. But I do think that it's more likely we hit the $480 first, and then we correct, and then we go back to the 460, and then we go up again to the 500, where we test it again, because these are big resistances. We fell down huge from the 480. So yeah, I want to just outline something else. We could also go bearish. Yeah, if the markets drop tomorrow, we could go bearish. We could go like that, 413, go up, go down again, hit the trend line, and then we go up. We go to the 420 again. Earnings comes around, and then we skyrocket to 465, possibly 470, and then we go back down and go sideways, pretty much. Right, that's my prediction when it comes to the technical analysis for tomorrow. About a 10 to 20% move, possibly 25% if the bull market is on. So we also want to be looking at the MACD, right? We can see that the MACD, if we can draw it out correctly, it's pretty low at this moment. I think we could see it move hugely to the upside, like that, possibly, because of this big move. And it would probably first go up a little bit, just like that. Earnings comes around and we go up a little bit again. And then we come to this move, which takes us to the upside. Orange line would look differently. It would move below it, cross sometimes, but move below it, and follow right along. And then at the top, we pretty much go down and cross. So this is probably how it's going to look like. The RSI, I think, we are right now at oversold levels, 34. I think it's going to go up a little bit, stay sideways. Earnings comes around and we go up massively to the overbought territory. So it would look like this. And then go up to the overbought. All right, these were the technicals on the 30 minutes. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is checking out, same pattern. 4 hours, same pattern. 1 day. 1 day is looking like it's going to be doing the same thing, guys. There's about to be a very bullish move for Tesla on the technicals. All right, if the markets stay stable or bullish, that is like the condition. So it's time to look at the fundamentals, which we usually never do. This is my first time doing fundamentals, so don't be too harsh on me. So yeah, I want to be looking at the revenue per quarter. Usually Tesla reports their best revenue per quarter in the year in the fourth quarter. We're right now in the third. Last year, Tesla reported 6.3 billion in revenue for the quarter. The fourth quarter was 7.384 billion. First quarter of this year, about 6 billion. Second quarter, a little bit higher. But the thing is, the first quarter and the second quarter differ normally, because first quarter is usually like not very good for the auto manufacturing industry, which this year was different because obviously COVID, they had to shut down their factories. So for this quarter, there is an estimation, I'm going to show you right now, that they're going to be hitting that 8.26 billion of revenue. And next quarter, 9.51 billion. They're going to be hitting 30.14 billion this year, which would be pretty bullish, because that would be a growth rate of about 25 to 30%, despite the fact that COVID was like ramping. Many auto manufacturers have minus growth. They have no growth, actually. They have less sales. Tesla has more sales. But the thing is, these are estimations. Elon Musk himself said we will get that 30 to 40% growth rate this year. So we should look at the high estimate, which is going to be more accurate. The high estimate is about 30 to 40% higher than last year's revenue. So I think it's important to look at that. Because if we get near to that target, Tesla is going to surge massively. All right, so basically, we also have to look at the EPS, which is the earnings per share. If we can look at the history, we can see that their EPS have been rising. We all know that they had 4 consecutive quarters of profit, which made them eligible to be included in the S&P 500, which they were not. But the EPS is looking like it's growing. their estimates are growing, right? What does that mean? Well, basically, I think Tesla is going to be included into the S&P 500 either December or the quarter after that, because they're going to be profitable every single quarter, with maybe the exception of the first quarter of next year, probably, because that would be one of the worst quarters of that year. But yeah, this quarter they're good. Second quarter that's coming up, which is the fourth quarter, is going to be the best quarter Tesla has ever had and experienced and will experience until next year, Q4 probably, or Q3. So EPS growing, looking really good. However, I noticed something. There was let me think about it. They had an estimate, pretty high estimate for their EPS. I think it was right around here. Upwards, earnings estimate, there we go. So their estimate is 0.56. Their highest reported EPS, if we can look here, was 0.44. That's a pretty high estimate. So if they don't hit that, then that's going to be very negative. They have to at least hit that 0.56 and they go above it. And then we are very bullish. If it hits the 0.75 or even the 1, we're going to be going up 20, 25, 30%. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. If we hit the 1.75, it's going to be super bullish. Which could happen, because if we look at the vehicle deliveries, it's not on here, but we hit 139,000, almost 140,000 deliveries, which is about 40% growth year over year. That is insane. You have to realize that. That means 40% more revenue, 40% more profit possibly, and that's just absolutely fantastic. We see that the Q3 deliveries for 2019 was 97,000, so we went up about 40K, 42K, which is 40%, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, that's really good, looking great. But if we look at the stock, as we said before, why is it going down? This is making no sense, right? Well, you have to view it this way. If everyone, let me just go full screen. If everyone is going bullish on Tesla, all the retail traders are going bullish, and you are a institution, a bank or a hedge fund, and Tesla has a PE ratio of what, 1,000, 1,100, it could go down by half and it would still be overvalued, right? So what are they doing? They are selling the stock until earnings so that people who are holding Tesla with weak hands sell off so they can buy it back for a cheaper price right before earnings. I'm telling you, this is going to happen. If this is not going to happen, there's going to be a stock market crash. Because if Tesla, with their spectacular earnings, can't go up on earnings, there's something wrong with the stock market. Either stimulus is not being approved, Trump just passed away, I hope he doesn't, something is going to happen, I'm telling you. All right, so guys, everything checks out. I think there's going to be a huge surge, and we can already see it's going up. You see that? We just made a prediction it would slowly go up. It's already going up. This was, by the way, the bearish version of it. So I'm telling you, the bottom was hit. We're not going to go there again. This is it. All right, guys, this was my Tesla Q3 earnings announcement analysis. I'll be live streaming the event when it happens tomorrow, the 21st, Wednesday, at nighttime. It's going to be super exciting. Make sure you're there in the live stream. Yeah, my target, $480 to about $500 would be reachable. And yeah, it's looking pretty positive, bullish. But yeah, comment down below. What do you think is going to happen with Tesla? And do you hold Tesla yourself? I do. Got a couple thousand in it. And also, make sure you hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. And yeah, it's looking nice. So guys, I want to just talk about Patreon. So this is very important because I how do you say it? I really want to create content for you guys, but I just don't have a lot of time because I've got a side job and I got school. I have to study, and I really would love to be able to focus more on this content. I really love making videos for you guys, and I would just be so glad if I could just have enough supporters to support me enough to basically do this all the time instead of going to the side job. So that's why I'm asking you guys, go to the Patreon, support me there. You'll get perks like early access, you'll get posts, updates, many more things like consultations if you become a patron on Patreon. So make sure you hit me up there in the description, Patreon. There's also a link for the Discord. You can hit that. You become part of the community, the Lucid Traders community. And there's another link for the Trading 212, which is a platform for trading. You get $100 if you sign up. All right, guys, I'll be seeing you next time. I hope you're going to be there at the live stream for the Q3 earnings announcement. I'm going to be there, but will you? All right, see you next time.